Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse, it's Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another tier list video. So, because it is the month of October, because it is Halloween season, and because we've already started reviewing some Halloween Havoc matches, I've reviewed the Chamber of Horrors match at Halloween Havoc 91, the duology of matches between Hulk Hogan and the Giant at Halloween Havoc 95, and Lord Steven Regal versus the British Bulldog at Halloween Havoc 1993. Better late than ever, I guess, because it's time to look at the Halloween Havoc logo. So, Halloween Havoc had quite a few logos, and because there weren't that many, I decided I would combine both the WCW ones, like you see here, and the NXT ones from when NXT brought it back. So, the only one I couldn't find was the one for this year. So I guess they haven't unveiled the logo for this year. I thought about whether or not to wait until they unveil that logo, but I imagine they probably won't change it that much from the other ones. And I imagine as soon as I say that, here comes some like brand spanking new, totally out of nowhere Halloween Havoc logo. So I may or may not eat those words. But for now, we got our logos here at this point in time, and then we have our tiers here. So in top tier, we have Spooky. That means it's really cool, really awesome, top tier, fantastic looking logo. Then we have A tier, which is not quite the top tier, but still really good, really solid. Then we have B tier, which is kind of the middle ground, not great, not horrible, but good or okay. Then we have C tier, which is almost at the bottom, very meh, very eh. One or two things coming in from the bottom, and then in the bottom we have Ghastly. Yes, Ghastly could be like a spooky thing like Halloween, but it also means very bad. That's a word Chef Gordon Ramsay uses a lot. So without further ado, let's get right into the spooks. We're starting with Halloween Havoc 1989. Settling the score. Something about it, it does look, I get what they're going for here, and the fact that I feel like with these logos you do also have to keep the year in mind, but I do kind of like what they were going for with like the drooping effect and everything, trying to make it scary, but really it mostly looks like runny paint. But settling the score here, they do have it in orange. So this one, I think, I don't know if I want to put it in B, but I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's ghastly, so I think I will put it in C. A little too basic from my end. But then next up is Halloween Havoc 1990. Going to the white, which is kind of a gamble, but it is saved by A, the blue, B, the lightning surrounding it, but also you see Sting here with the bat mask face paint on. So Halloween Havoc 1990, and this is where they did the Sting versus fake Sting, or not quite Sting versus fake Sting, but they did have a fake Sting there, and that was really weird. Not the last time you'd see a fake versus the real thing. Oh no. Just ask WE how that one turned out. But I think the extra effects do kind of save it, so I think I'll put it in B. Yeah, so next up is Halloween Havoc 1991. Now, this is the logo that I'm sure a lot more of you are familiar with. And this is pretty cool, like a kind of how it looks like bat wings, and with the curve with the V, which I think is pretty nice. It's got the tombstone this time around. The fact that it's on the tombstone here, I think is pretty cool. I like the orange, the red, and the purple / like blue, almost like indigo, I feel like, and the yellow I think is pretty cool, like the effect, making it 3D, make it pop out, but also kind of giving it a little bit of a scary vibe. I think is pretty decent for the most part. So 1991, I think I think I'll put it in B. I think 91 I will put in B. And next up is 1992. Spin the wheel, make the deal. So I almost didn't want to put the poster on here because as the poster. I feel like I wanted more so just the logo, but it is, if you want the full thing, I can look up the 1992 Halloween Havoc logo, like the full thing here. And it's Sting with the stuff on here, like Prince of Darkness, First Blood, because this was, of course, the spin the wheel, make the deal, little kind of gimmick. Then we have Sting with the Snakes, because he's going to be fighting Jake the Snake Roberts. It's ultimately the match that the wheel ended up going on is the Coal Miner's Glove match, aka one of arguably the worst matches in WCW. But still, I think with this added one, it adds a little more context. Ultimately, you'll see I kind of just gave up and threw the poster on there for one of the later ones. But for this one, I wanted more so the logo itself. But I think with this one, it feels a little bit more complete. But this one, like the wheel and everything, I do like it. I think it is pretty creative. So I'll actually put it in A. Something about it, I feel an A. Maybe because like all of the danger and stuff all throughout, and the fact that it kind of has that like spinning / like wheel effect with the snakes and then Sting. And I think me showing the extra, I think helped elevate it. And of course, keep in mind these are all my opinions. So if you disagree with any of these, that's completely fine. But next up is Halloween Havoc 1993. The spin the wheel was so nice they decided to do it twice. It's this time around with Vader and Cactus Jack. Pretty much similar idea to that one. Not quite as much going on. Not really like snakes or anything. A bit more. Not as much creativity. It still has kind of like the wheel effect, like this one, especially like the wheel with the buzzsaw and everything. But not quite the snakes or like Sting surrounded by snakes. No, it's just Vader and Cactus Jack, which does kind of suck, but I think it's still okay. So I think 93 I will put in B. 93 goes in B. I think I'll put it there. The next up is 1994. I do like the cage effect with Hogan and Flair. This is when they fought in a steel cage match. But I think that's the only thing really saving it. Otherwise, it does look almost a little. It's pretty much just an image of Hogan and Flair, just with the cage and the logo. The logo still looks nice, and as you can see, it's still pretty much like the same logo that they've been using. Just maybe a little tweak, but otherwise, I'm not the biggest fan of it. So I think 94 I might actually put in. I think I might actually put it in C. I don't know if I'm really feeling it as much. But then next up is 1995. There's nowhere to hide. Right, as Hogan crushes a pumpkin there. Eric Grant's a mini pumpkin, but he still crushes the pumpkin. And the effects in the background here, the purple and the yellow / green / like neon green, I think does kind of touch it up a little bit here. All will be terrorized when the giant emerges in this ghoulish grande event. But yeah, this is like the poster, or it looks like so it says exclusive mouse truck footage. So this might be the DVD version, but nevertheless, I think it does still look pretty okay for the most part, pretty cool for the most part. So I think this one, I might put in. I'll put it in B. I think steps up a little bit more from 94 for my liking. A lot of unintentional rhymes here, but I think it does step up a little bit more. Then next up is Halloween Havoc 96. Yes, we're in full Hollywood mode. With the Slim Jim Halloween Havoc. I think this also it's also a DVD release, perhaps, but A Night of Terror You'll Never Forget. And they were right about some of that, but It does look pretty cool. I really like this logo with like the I guess like a goblin holding up the Slim Jim, and then that look kind of like that. I do like the kind of droop effect over the Halloween itself, like the Halloween lettering there. Almost reminds me of like almost reminds me of like Goosebumps, those books. Which, man, I haven't read a Goosebumps book in ages, but definitely a throwback to my childhood there. But yeah, not entirely sure what this is supposed to be in the back, but otherwise I think it still does look pretty cool for the most part. So Halloween Havoc 1996 I am going to put in hmm, uh, hmm, should I put in B or A? We haven't had any A's yet, but I think I'll leave it in. I think I'll leave it in B. But next up is Halloween Havoc 1997, and also I think this one was also sponsored by Slim Jim, if I'm not mistaken. I think, but nevertheless, Macho Man fully in the NWO this time around. I do like how it's here on the tombstone. It's got all kinds of tombstones and the gravestones there. The lightning, the bats, I think is pretty cool. That one almost looks like it doesn't have a head, or either like some really small heads. But then Randy Savage is kind of on there. Here, I think is pretty cool. And I do like how it has the NWO on there as well. This one, you know what? Call me crazy, but something about it, I think I'm gonna put this one in A. Honestly, something about it, I think I might put an A. Something about it, and actually, I was mistaken. We did have an A1 in '92. I forgot I put that one in A, but yeah, something about it, I think I might put in A. Then next up is 1998 WCW/NWO Halloween Havoc. I do like the spider webs in the back. I do like the change, kind of going back to the other logo, but with the different colors like the gray and the black and the yellow. I do like the red and how it transitions to yellow here in this one, and of course it's sponsored by Snickers. Like Snickers sponsoring Halloween Havoc or a Halloween themed pay-per-view honestly just makes too much sense. But yeah, so I do really like this one, and it does look pretty scary for the most part. And I do kind of like the gray and black, not just go with WCW, but also NWO. So so I think this one, you know what, something about it, I think I might also put this one in A. Then and next up is Halloween Havoc 1999. It definitely quite a bit of change up. For starters, we got the new WCW logo. Kind of trying to look a little bit more metal, I guess, to compete with WWE and their like scratch logo. WCW kind of has like a metal, like kind of edgy logo of their own. I do really like this effect with like the almost scarring through the letters, how those look pretty scary, and then the and I do like the Halloween Havoc there, and how they change up the logo a little bit, kind of give it an outline, and they keep kind of like that same color scheme, but bold it up a little bit more. Something about it I do like. So this one, I think I might also put this one in A. Something about it, I think I'm feeling these. But now it's time to bring it down quite a bit, because now we have the logo for Halloween Havoc 2000. WCW done messed up. On one hand, nowhere near as creative as the other ones. Like, it looks straight up weird with like the H and the line going through it. Wait a minute, a scratchy logo with a line going through it? I wonder where we've seen that before. Now, admittedly, I probably wouldn't have noticed unless Brian Zane / Wrestling with Regret, go subscribe to him. I probably wouldn't have noticed if he hadn't brought it up when he reviewed Halloween Havoc 2000. But now that you see it, now that you see that it's kind of almost trying to maybe copy the WWF logo at the time. Now I can't unsee it. And this is when Vince Russo was at head of creatives, and Vince Russo was part of the creative during the Attitude Era in WWE before he jumped ship in '99. So, oh yeah, he's definitely there. You could definitely tell. You can definitely tell that might be what they're going for, or kind of making it look a little too metal, too edgy, as was like the style of not just the '90s, but the '90s transitioning into the 2000s, where a lot of like the like radical dude kind of like hey logos and stuff. But here it really backfires. I'm sorry, but this is ghastly. Yeah, I gotta put this in ghastly. Oh my god, it does not look good at all. But next up, we have 2020. So, this was the last WCW Halloween Havoc. WCW would close its doors in March of 2001 after the WWE buyout and everything. But NXT would bring it back in 2020 as it needed additional events to fill out the pandemic schedule and everything. So here we have Halloween Havoc here, kind of this logo, pretty much just like the one from '99, but with the NXT up top. And I do like how they kept the base design, but then added the NXT logo up there without really changing the design or anything. So because that one was an A, I think this one I'll also give an A. It's a lot better than that 2001. I'll give it that. Could you imagine? I mentioned I might eat my words, like if the 2023 logo, I might eat my words, might eat crow if the logo looks vastly different from these ones. I don't think it will, but if it looks vastly different from these ones, but honestly, because I know WWE, they're probably designing the logo now for Halloween Havoc. As long as it doesn't look like this, you guys should be fine. But then next up, we have it from 2021. Pretty much the same like this one, except a little more emphasis on the orange, kind of giving it more like that deeper orange, almost into red territory, which I don't mind. Same with here, but the oh, excuse me, the NXT logo. No, this is around the 2.0 days of NXT, where it's like that colorful like splash in the logo. Very perfect for implied murder, or that they showed on NXT. But nevertheless, it does have kind of weird stuff going on here. It kind of has like Halloween related like stuff, like you can see kind of a jack-o'-lantern or another one there if you like look really closely. That part does look a little weird, but otherwise I think it looks okay. So this one I think I'll put in, I think I'll at least put it in B. I'll put it in B. And then last but not least, 2022. So going back to like the yellow, here it was orange, here it was orange, but here it's yellow, but kind of keeping that like base color, I think, is a nice touch. Like they added the yellow there because this is as we transitioned into the white and gold era. So I don't knock it for that, and it still looks pretty good in yellow. And I do also like the purple outline as well, but otherwise keeping the same base design. So 2022, I think I'll also put in A. So we will wrap that up by putting in A. So that is going to do it for this tier list. So to recap, the spooky tier was empty this time of year, or a lot of. Now that one was kind of intentional. It was somewhat unintentional, but kind of intentional in the rhyme scheme. But the spooky tier is empty. Then A tier we have 92, 97, 98, 99, 2020, and 2022. And B tier we have 90, 91, 93, 95, 96, and 2021. In C tier we have 89 and 94, and then that 2000s Halloween Havoc logo is ghastly. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this tier list. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the tier list, my rankings. Do you agree or disagree? And are you excited for NXT Halloween Havoc this year? Or so far, shaping up to be an interesting card. Heard so far from what I've read and kind of just some of the matches. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.